Hēbē in ancient Greek religion is the goddess of youth. She is the daughter of Zeus and Hera. Hēbē was the cupbearer for the gods and goddesses of Mount Olympus, serving the nectar and ambrosia, until she was married to Heracles. Her successor was the divine hero Ganymede. Another title of hers, for this reason, is Ganymeda. She also drew baths for her brother Ares and helped Hera enter her chariot. Hēbē was supposed to have the power to give eternal youth, and in art is typically seen with her father in the guise of an eagle, often offering a cup to him. This depiction is seen in classical engraved gems as well as late art and seems to relate to a belief that the eagle had the ability to renew itself to a youthful state. In post-classical art, Hēbē was a remarkably popular subject in art in the period from about 1750 to 1880, having attracted little artistic attention before or after, although one of the headless figures from the Parthenon pediment in the British Museum might represent her. In the later period, many depictions were portraits of ladies as Hēbē, for which at a minimum the only modifications to a normal costume needed were a flowing white dress, some flowers in the hair and a cup to hold. Most artists added an eagle and a setting amid the clouds. In French there was a special term Hēbē for the costume. The personification appears in Rococo, Grand Manner and neoclassical styles. Even some very aristocratic models allowed a degree of nudity, such as exposing a single breast, though this was often much greater in non-portrait depictions. Jean-Marc Nadia painted a Rohan princess as Hēbē in 1737, and then the royal Louise Henriette of Bourbon, Duchess of Orleans, and another Duchess the same year as Hēbē, the latter with a breast exposed. François Hubert Drouais painted Marie Antoinette when Dauphine Hēbē in 1773, and Angelica Kauffmann and Gaspar Landi both painted several Hēbés. Louise Elizabeth Vigée-Lebrun tells in her memoirs how she painted the 16-year-old Miss Anna Pitt, daughter of Thomas Pitt, Lord Camelford, as Hēbē in Rome, with a real eagle she borrowed from Cardinal de Bernis. The bird was furious at being brought indoors to her studio and badly frightened her, though it looks relatively harmless in the painting. An entirely nude depiction by Agnes Unterberger was a huge success in Vienna in 1795, and bought by Emperor Francis II for a large amount. The artist was also made a court painter. In sculpture, Hēbē began to flourish as a subject slightly later, but continued longer. Antonio Canova sculpted 4 different versions of his statue of Hēbē, and there are many later copies. This had no accompanying eagle, but including the bird was a challenge accepted by several later sculptors. An elaborate marble group with a naked Hēbē and the eagle with wings outspread was started in 1852 by the elderly François Rude, but unfinished by his death in 1855. Finished by his widow and another, it is now in the Musée des Beaux-Arts de Dijon and was very popular in bronze versions, with one in Chicago. Albert Ernest Carrier-Belleuse produced another spectacular group with the eagle perched above a sleeping Hēbē. Jean Coulon produced another group about 1886, with versions in the Musée des Beaux-Arts de Nice and the Stanford Museum in California. Especially in America, figures of Hēbē continued to be popular in the late 19th century and early 20th century for garden fountains and temperance fountains, and were widely available in cast stone. Tarentum, Pennsylvania, United States displays 2 such cast stone statues of Hēbē. The mold for these statues was donated to the borough by the Tarentum Book Club on 6 June 1912. In Vicksburg, Mississippi, the Bloom Fountain installed in 1927 near the Municipal Rose Garden, thanks to a bequest of $6,500 in the will of Louis Bloom, features a Hēbē of cast zinc. At Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Hēbē fountain in Fountain Square follows Canova's model, impregnated cast iron, purchased in 1881 from the J.L. Mott Iron Works of New York, at a cost of $1,500. Similar Hēbē fountains, probably also from Mott, are located in Court Square, Memphis, Tennessee and in Montgomery, Alabama, and one with bronze patination was formerly the Starkweather Fountain in Ypsilanti, Michigan, installed in 1889. There is a bronze statue of Hēbē, by Robert Thomas, in Birmingham City Centre, England. Genealogy.